Hey guys, and down here, this is going to be my chapter review to One Punch Man 111 More Baddies. Now, it's been a while since I've done a One Punch Man review, so let's get straight into it. First thing we see is an animated cover page, a crow landing, it's a crow landing on top of like this building, and then it just flies away. But the cool thing is, it was supposedly animated by Murata, who's the guy who draws this and who actually drew Ice Shield 21. Go check that out if you're a fan of American football and you want to see some weird shit. Go check that out. But yeah, definitely a cool concept. Just seeing Yusuke Murata doing doing any form of animation, and hopefully he'll be more involved in animation going forward. So going straight into the chapter, if it loads, here we go. So the first thing we see is Child Emperor with Waganman. He's announcing on his little transponder to the other S-class heroes. He's like, I've exited along with Waganma. We met with the above ground team. Mission was success. All that good shit. Mizuki and Second Guard are just there, kind of praising Child Emperor for his efforts. And he's like, you ain't even seen the battlefield. I was at my wits end. All that good shit. But let's just kind of skip this part and get to the meat and bones of it, which is first Zombie Man responds, and that's after a little kind of comedic scene where Child Emperor confirms the Second Guard. He's like, I did teach these guys how to like use the transponder, right? So Zombie Man, the first thing he says is, Child Emperor, great job. I thought that was a really good. Um, this kind of develops Zombie Man in a way that we haven't really seen before. More is this kind of coaching figure. I think Child Emperor ranks above him on the S class hero scale. If I remember correctly, I can't really remember. But as an older man and as someone who Child Emperor no doubt respects, probably as another hero, and just seeing Child Emperor's response, he's like, "Oh, a Zombie Man-san," and stuff like that. But I think it was a really good move by Zombie Man, just being that male role model in this field of heroes to a kid. And no doubt he'll have probably a female role model, but Tatsumaki needs to kind of fix up a bit. But yeah, just having that kind of coaching figure to look up to is really cool. Sweet Mask responds. He says he will continue exacting justice upon the monsters. I was like, okay then. Pig God is also like, great work. Well, once again, another. We don't really see Pig God as this sentient being, but he is there and he says, good job, great work. I'm just chilling here, currently digesting. But once again, you can see on Child Emperor's face that kind of pride of being part of this S class, and possibly being one of the leaders of the S class. So then we have Atomic Samurai, who struggles to work the transponder essentially, and what he after fiddling with it and figuring it out, um, he tells Child Emperor and he tells the above ground team, I found a child down here. I don't know what, he couldn't describe the location, but he's like, oh well, I'm following after him. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Disconnects. Child Emperor shits his pants and he's like, what the hell? What's another child doing down there? Obviously, we know it's Tario, but he's completely unaware. He looks back at Waganman and he's like, you just see, all you can see of Child Emperor is his whitened eye. The rest of him is blacked out, and Waganman is shitting himself. So I was like, I was fully prepared. He walks up to Waganma. He's like, "What is the meaning of this?" I wanted Child Emperor to pull out a shank, do something, and really sell his point to Waganma. I don't want YouTube to ban me, but the above ground team and him should have just jumped the kid, man. They should have kicked his ass. They should have whooped his ass because he essentially has allowed Tario, or in Child Emperor's eyes, another child has been left down. Another life of equal value has been left there, even when Child Emperor could have possibly saved him, all because of this selfish, stubborn, and essentially just inhumane character. So Child Emperor readies himself. He's like, I gotta go back. He tells the above ground team to stay there. He's like, I gotta go back. I'm gonna do my duty. You guys do yours. Second God actually says he's like, what do you think about withdrawing from for now? You've completed the top priority mission, and he just gets a really dirty look from Child Emperor. Needle Star saying to him that every life is worth the same. This is the job of a hero. Don't be talking that shit. So Child Emperor goes back down. When Needles start reflecting that the S-class wall is really high. They've set the bar really high. We then go to the meat and bones. Meat and bones? Meat and potatoes? I don't know what it is. The flesh and bones? The saying I'm trying to get at. We go to Atomic Samurai versus Black Sperm. Now, by the way, this Black Sperm character, that's going to be my thumbnail for this chapter. I have gotten permission from another artist, an artist you should all be very familiar with, actually, and who I'm very familiar with. So it was a very good conversation I had. I asked him whether I could use his artwork. He responded in expletives, which I took as a yes. So thank you for that. His name is Grimm Reaper. So you should go check out his channel. I'll link him in the description below. And yeah, if you love his artwork, if you think it's lit, go check him out. He'll probably have a lot more for you in stock. And he's also he's just a very big fan of Atomic Samurai and Black Sperm in general. So awesome guy. Go check him out. So we have Atomic Samurai versus Black Sperm. And I like this part because the Atomic Samurai is like, you're looking at the hard-boiled yet kind-hearted hero, Atomic Samurai, here and ready. And Black Sperm assumes his name is Here and Ready, and he's like, Here and Ready? What? So I thought that was pretty funny. They have a little bit of a talk, and essentially Black Sperm's like, I've heard of you, Gyoro's told me about you, I've been waiting a long time for this. And we get the scariest page I've ever seen in One Punch Man. Just Black Sperm's face zoomed in, everything is blacked out around him, and he says, you're underestimating me, aren't you? Now, this is something that he kind of says quite a few times, probably about 3 times this chapter alone, and he only appears for like 10 pages in this chapter or something like that. So there's got to be this, probably there's going to be a backstory to Black Sperm, I hope, but he has this really, really kind of Napoleon complex, where he does not allow people to underestimate him. He's like, if he feels like he's being underestimated, he will get violent, he'll square up, all of that stuff. He just does not like being underestimated, looked down upon, looks at him condescendingly, he'll say something. So like, that's the type of character Black Sperm seems to be. Anyway, he morphs his body into this giant arm and attacks Atomic Samurai. Atomic Samurai just and he even says it here again, actually, without even any dialogue in between. He says, "You're looking down on me, aren't you?" So it seems to be something he's very, very, something that gets under his skin easily, and Atomic Samurai seems to clock onto this. So it shows a little bit of the intelligence of Atomic Samurai, or from what we know of Atomic Samurai and his kind of jackassedness, he probably just said, "Yeah, I am looking down on you," because he is actually probably just looking down on him because he wants to. Anyway, Black Sperm attacks. This giant arm that his body had morphed into gets cut off and cracks the ground. Now, this is something I actually mentioned in the podcast with my boys, the artists Grimm, Zonin, Matt, Satsuki, and Kishin. The arm of Black Sperm, when Atomic Samurai cuts it off, it actually lands on the ground and cracks the ground, meaning that he's not like, he doesn't just grow in size but lack the mass. He grows in mass. So that's a very, very dangerous ability, just physically speaking. And something which Ant-Man technically shouldn't be able to do, but Marvel and their science, you guys can comment on whether you like it or not. Anyway, the cool part here is that the arm actually becomes another set of Black Sperms. So the Atomic Samurai describes him as the offshoot type, which is if a limb or if any part of him gets cut off, it then reproduces. Well, it regrows into another version of himself. So he says Black Sperm says he's an aggregation of an infinite number of himself. He then kind of gains multiple Tinky Winky heads, and he's very quickly cut apart by Atomic Samurai, who even goes so far as to atomic slash Black Sperm. Black Sperm just like getting cut into pieces, coming back, more of him, getting cut to pieces again, coming back, more of him, and then finally Atomic Samurai's had enough, releases his atomic slash, and totally decimates Black Sperm. Only for the next page for Black Sperm to have completely engulfed the entire area in little regrowths of himself. He's basically he's he's filled this little hallway, and everyone was impressed by the artwork in the hallway. So good job, Murata. The hallway looked dank. Um, but yeah, this was the last page, and Black Sperm's just there like it's over. Face your death. So Black Sperm's ability. He can morph his body seemingly freely, and he can essentially form. He's like Bubaigawara, or twice from My Hero Academia. Only he can create more than 2 copies of himself. He can create apparently an infinite number of copies, and I'm not sure if he can do it like willingly. I think he has to get cut apart or broken apart. Actually, we saw him kind of create the heads willingly, so yeah, I think he can do it willingly. But yeah, he said he can't be broken, he can't be twisted, he can't be torn, anything like that. The dude is just crazy. So that was I really enjoyed the chapter. I thought it was solid. Atomic Samurai is looking like he might face a difficult situation here. And I really think this. The only issue I had was that Black Sperm didn't really show off anything. But I'm hoping Black Sperm will go ahead and show more of his offensive abilities, like Satsuki was saying in the podcast, rather than kind of just being very reactive. I'm hoping he becomes a bit more proactive and starts laying on the attacks. That would be dope. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Let me know what you guys thought of the thumbnail. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in a bit.